This is the dark side of social media.
When you're dancing live, some people will contact you, and then you will take the conversation offline.
I met him, and he asked me to have sex with him, and we had sex.
My name is Debula Kemoli, and I'm investigating the grooming and sexual exploitation of girls in some of the most deprived neighborhoods of Nairobi.
He started by asking me to send him my naked pictures. He told me that if I sent him my pictures, he would pay me.
Girls as young as 15 say they've been targeted and raped by predators on social media.
They're driven to look for money from people who offer them sexual, whatever, we call it sextortion.
This is not allowed.
What would you take down? What would you do?
This one would be tagged as adult sexual solicitation.
Everybody know that me, I got the blessing. I come with the fire and I'm blessing.
TikTok is the world's fastest growing social media platform with more than 1.5 billion users worldwide. And it's massive in Kenya. Half of all Kenyans now use the site.
I'm here for Kenya, I'm here for my people, I'm here for your rights.
TikTok even played an influential role in the recent Gen Z protest movement. TikTok is also a source of money in a country where 2/3 of young people are out of work.
Welcome to my house. So this is the living room and Afro Lanka room. Just my work, social media and everything, the editing happens there.
Okay.
Today I think we'll just do like a casual, just talking to my people.
Okay.
And we'll see how it goes.
That sounds good.
Afro Lanka is a popular TikTok influencer who sells her own beauty products online. She's going to show me how she makes money.
Welcome to TikTok Live. Have fun interacting with your viewers in real time. Creators must be 18 or older to be on the live. So I'll just go on the live right now. I'll double tap just to get traffic. People are starting to join in. So I sell my products.
Fans are encouraged to send tips in the form of emojis. And these emojis, these roses or cowboy hats, can be redeemed for money.
Hi, Afro Lanka fam. So today I've given you guys a target of 100 roses and 50 cowboy hats. If you can get me there, I'll really appreciate, guys. Ooh, this is the...
A rose emoji can be redeemed for about 2 US cents.
Kautar, thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. Let's keep it going, guys. Baraka Karama, thank you so much for the roses. Thank you. Okay, 11, 16, 18, 20, 23, 25, 31. Wow. Thank you so much.
Did you expect you'd reach your goal very quickly?
The roses, yes. See, the cowboy hats, not yet. The roses are quite cheap. Hey, cowboy hats, thank you.
But she's worried about the inappropriate content that other people are making.
You're looking nice, thank you. I love the makeup, thank you. You have to get them in the right timing, and there's a specific time.
Okay.
That's 5 to 8 p.m. That's when the traffic is very high. People are just winding down. Everybody's on their cell phones at home.
And after 8 p.m.?
After 8 p.m., then there's some other stuff that happens.
Some other stuff?
Yeah. Some ladies, they go on there and, you know, it's like PG-18 and above. During the daytime, it's more like very light and, you know, airy and friendly. And then when it gets to like late at night, 11 p.m., midnight, the wolves come out at night. It's a very, very different atmosphere. A place where you wouldn't want your kid to end up, you know? Yeah.
This is Midnight TikTok, where the content is much more risque. It's clear as the night progresses, the content becomes more explicit, sexual. Now, the TikTok community guidelines state that anyone under the age of 18 is not allowed to do live streaming, and the sale of sex is prohibited.
Guys, do you want Kinembe?
Come, I'm ready.
Inbox, guys, inbox me. My number is on the bio.
I've seen many live streams like this where women are selling sex. I've also heard that children are being targeted by so-called digital pimps, men who are grooming girls online and selling them for sex. In Kenya, the age of consent is 18. I've come to Majengo, a poor neighborhood in Nairobi, to meet a girl who describes how she was groomed and raped by men she met through TikTok. She was just 15 at the time.
I sell myself on TikTok. I dance naked, live. I do that because that's where I can earn money to support myself. When you're dancing live, some people will contact you, and then you will take the conversation offline. And then you meet them and sleep with them, and then I get some money from that.
It was through her older friend's account that she was able to get onto TikTok, the same friend who introduced her to her digital pimp.
If you do this, then he tells you he will meet you. After you sleep with him, he says, okay, let me think about it. You will get a message through my brother. The brother will then tell you if you got the job or not.
Sasa, kabla ya kuambia uanze kutoa hizo nguo, aliwahi kukuuliza uko na umri gani?
I told him I was 15 years old. He said it is okay, and he loves young girls below 18, and he gives them work.
She had to share any money she made on TikTok with her pimp, who was promising to bring her thousands of followers. TikTok would also be taking a cut.
Let's say you get 3,000. You have to split it down the middle because he's there and he's following you. Because you don't know what will happen if he finds out that you are the one who revealed his secrets. You don't know what he's thinking. You don't know if he will send someone, and you don't know what will happen to you. When I get a lion, he converts it to cash and takes his share.
Lakini kuanza kufanya kazi na yeye, kwa mfano kuanza kufanya hizo TikTok na kufanya kazi na yeye, ilianza kabla mkutane face to face?
No, you must talk to him first. There are questions that he will ask you. He will want to see you naked. You have to be naked.
Ole. The consequences of all this have caused lasting psychological damage.
Child sexual exploitation that is online is rampant in Kenya. And because of this, then these children are exposed to a lot of online sexual exploitation and abuse. It's both locals and foreigners target these young girls. And these young girls also, because of poverty, they're driven to look for money from people who offer them sexual, whatever, we call it sextortion.
Another witness has agreed to talk to our undercover researcher.
I started TikTok in 2022. I joined TikTok just for fun. I was 16 years old. My friend asked me to dance with her on TikTok.
Shortly after joining TikTok, Jay says she was introduced to one of these so-called digital pimps.
He started by asking me to send him my naked pictures. He told me that if I sent him my pictures, he would pay me. I went and told my friend, and she told me that it is okay. Right now, you're desperate. Your mom is dead, and here is a good chance for you and your brothers to survive. Because I was desperate, I decided to do it. I met him, and he asked me to have sex with him, and we had sex.
This is when she decided to get away.
Later, I threatened him on the phone that I will report him on what he has done to me. He laughed and said that I can't report him and there's nothing I can do to him. He does not live in Kenya. He kept saying he will see who is the strongest. When I heard that, I threw away my phone.
By now, she had cut off all contact, but was suspicious that she might be being followed.
I went to town to sell myself. I was in a bar and I saw two men behind me. I thought these are the same people I left at the bus stop. If I move, they move.
She's now in hiding, moving from place to place and living in fear.
The challenge we are having with social media is that we don't have adequate controls, which would then enable children and minors not to use it in a bad way. But the biggest challenge we are facing is enforcement and implementation of these laws.
I've come to meet Farida, who helps to rescue girls who've been sexually abused.
Huko kwa sababu mimi ni mtoto wa kike na ambao si safe kwangu, but kwa sababu kile kitu ambacho kiko ndani yangu hakiwezi kuzuiliwa na uoga wa kuwa kuna ukosefu wa security.
Leo umeshawahi kuvamiwa ama kuibiwa?
Bado, lakini nishai tu kutishiwa maisha.
She patrols these streets at night, but increasingly, her work is targeted online.
Kwa hiyo kwa mfano sasa watoto, nielezee zaidi kuhusu watoto basi.
Sasa watu wamehamia kwa mitandao, watoto wanapata attention sana kwa mitandao kwa sababu pia hichi kizazi ambacho tuko cha digital. Watoto wanapoa masimu, sasa ile eneo pia limeharibika na TikTok, yani kiupande wa ndani, watoto wametafuta side nyingine ya kufanya mambo mengine ya. Akaambia fungua mapaja anafungua, fungua matiti anafungua. So these people they are there kwa sababu unajua pale ndio njia rahisi kupata watoto. Kwa sababu jamii haifuatilii, wazazi wetu kusema kweli wafuatilii mitandao. Vizazi vya sasa hivi viko na akili sana kushinda hata wazazi wao. Lakini nikienda live ni kuonyesha tu mwili wangu, kuonyesha tu part of the body na nitapata pesa.
Today, she's running a support group for girls who've been abused.
Umekutana na boyfriend wako, muelezane, mkubaliane. Leo tuenda kufanya ngono. Unajua siku hizi tufichi. Unaongea tu, leo tuenda kufanya ngono.
I've learned as a child there are some things I'm not supposed to see on TikTok. Anyone can join a live stream. I've learned that if I see someone that looks like a child on a live stream, I can report it.
I was 15 years old. I was going through a rough phase as a kid. Let's say most of my friends were bad company, and circumstances forced me to do things I came to regret. I was influenced by my friends,
who I used to see taking photos and posting them, and dancing during TikTok live sessions. I joined using my mother's phone. When I took photos and posted them, people engaged with my content. I became addicted. I used to dance with my friends, then post the video. You don't need to be a follower to like or comment. But I got to a point where people were messaging me to send videos. Online followers would cheer me on, some telling me to dance in different styles, with others promising money. There was this guy from Germany who was always up on my account. Anytime I'd upload a video, he'd make suggestions about what I should wear and how I would make my videos more appealing. For example, with swimming costumes. He used to call me via video link, demanding that I touch my breasts and private parts. Some were from Nigeria and Kenya. The older guys were more frequent. I had bills to pay, but no way of making money, so I had to bow to pressure and do as they asked.
Na ukapata pesa?
Yes, I earned some good money. I was earning between $15 to $35 per day. The money was not regular. Some days were dry. You would log in and get offended by what other users were doing, then log out. I don't like it at all. I feel haunted.
Hupendi kukumbuka?
Not at all.
A 2021 study by the International Charity for Ending Child Prostitution found that 2/3 of Kenyan kids had access to the internet, making them especially vulnerable to sexual exploitation. And although the Kenyan government is considering stricter regulations for TikTok, it has rejected an outright ban.
The caregivers and parents have very little knowledge on how to protect children to be exploited or abused online. Of course, TikTok, because of the ease in which you can access it, I think there's a much higher probability for these perpetrators to see young girls dancing nicely and whatever and getting in touch with these girls. So, but I want to emphasize that it's across all social media, Instagram, X, Facebook, like the case which I have just mentioned, and many other platforms. So, yeah, but I think in Kenya, the TikTok, in terms of views, it has grown very fast. Compared to where it was 3 years ago, I think it's now a very popular social media platform.
All this content is controlled under TikTok. This is not allowed.
This man is a content moderator for TikTok.
Even though she's covered, but she's twerking.
She's facing the camera and she's shaking. This video is not allowed.
He works for a company called Teleperformance in Nairobi, who are contracted by TikTok to flag up and remove banned content.
What would you take down? What would you do?
This one would be tagged as adult sexual solicitation.
Because he's still in the job, we've hidden his identity.
In the office, at any shifts, there are 100 people. Yeah, some of those on live and some on non-live content. There are 100 people sitting in the office.
Are they enough to comb through everything that you see on TikTok?
The number of videos on TikTok compared to the number of moderating is incomparable. Yeah, there is a huge distance. And the artificial intelligence is not perfect. So this job requires the employment of a lot of people. What we've got is not enough.
We've been going on TikTok lives and we've seen sexually explicit content and people advertising sexual services. We've spoken to a mother who's worried that there's young people who go on TikTok, teenagers, and they're able to see this kind of content. Why is it still able to get to the public?
TikTok Live was introduced recently here in Kenya. And those moderators, they're working during normal day hours. They're working from 9 to 6 to moderate live content. So these people are supposed to cover night times also. I think they've started now covering night times. But moderation should never stop 24/7. But actually, live content, which is sexual in nature, tend to appear at night times.
I didn't realize how far and deep this journey would take me, and it's been affecting. The men who do this are able to get away with this because they have a hold on the girls. These girls have gone through the most harrowing experiences, but they're just children, and they've been robbed of their innocence in the most brutal way.
TikTok is not bad, but the people who are on TikTok are bad. I don't like being close to a smartphone because it reminds me so much. My life is hard. I question myself. Was I born to carry all this baggage?